If function is probably the most important function in Microsoft Excel for every Excel user, whether you're a beginner or an advanced user. In this video, I have put up 5 different examples from the basics to more advanced use cases of each function. Stick around until the end of this video because the last use case will definitely blow your mind. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the video.
Alright, starting from level 1 of if function, the basic use case of the if function. Let's take for example, you're a sales manager and before you is a summary sales report from different states under you, and you want to know which of the states perform very well so as to get a bonus and which of them doesn't really perform well that doesn't get bonus. And here is the revenue, and the performance criteria is that any state that makes sales or generated revenue 50 million above gets a bonus. Those that are below 50 million doesn't get any bonus. Now to calculate that easily, you head over to your performance column and you put equals if function, double click here. Now once that is done, what is the performance criteria? We say the performance criteria is this greater than or equals to 50 million. Now, if this is greater than or equals to 50 million, what do we have as value? We say desired bonus, and you close and say comma. What's the value? If it's not true, you say no bonus, and here you close it. This is our if argument, and close the parentheses, and then you hit enter. Here what we have here is that this desired bonus. Why? Because it's above 50 million. Now when we double click this down, we will see that this isn't no bonus, and here as well no bonus. Now to format this further, we can hold this, so control and shift down arrow, and then head over to our conditional formatting. Under the conditional formatting, we say highlight sales route, and we now put equals to. Now those that doesn't meet the criteria, we can put if it's equals to no bonus. Then how do we want it? We want it to be red, we want it to be red text, we want it to be a light red field, we want red field with dark red stuff. Here let's take this, and then we say okay. Now here we see only those that doesn't deserve bonus shows the red sign, and then we can now begin to ask the questions, what happens and what have you. And this is the level 1 use case of the if function. Moving ahead to level 2. Now in level 2, let's see a more higher use case of if function. In level 2, we are going to be considering multiple criteria in our data set, and we are going to be making use of the if function. Here, those that deserve bonus might have had some make a very high amount and some make low, but they deserve bonus. It will be unfair to give give each state the same rate of bonus. Now the company now decide, okay, let's rate them in order of diamond, gold, silver, and bronze. So those that meet those that met in revenue of 200 million above falls under the diamond range. Those that met 100 above below 200 falls under the gold, silver, and bronze, and so on and so forth. Here we are going to be making use of the if function for this multiple criteria, and I need to state this: if function only returns value whenever it's true. If it's not true, it doesn't return the value. So for us to head over, we say equals if, double click here, is if s, double click this. Now what is the logical test one? The logical test one will be if this is greater than or equals to this, comma, what value if is true, then give me this. You select this. That is the criteria number one. Then you put your comma. It moves to the logical test 2. What is the logical test 2? Says that if this is greater than or equals to this, comma, what value if is true, then give me this. Go. That is the logical test 2. We put comma, moving over to the logical test 3. What is that? If this is greater than or equals to this, comma, what value if is true, then give me this. That is the logical test 3. We put our comma, moving to the logical test 4. We say if this is greater than or equals to this, then put comma, what are we getting if the value is true, give me bronze. That is the if function in Microsoft Excel. Here we have 4 conditions, 4 criteria, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you didn't see this, it will search for this. If you didn't see this, it will search for this. If you didn't see this, it will search for this. And then if you didn't see any, then give me put 0. Then we put comma. If this is less than 50, we select this. What value if is true, then we put comma, and then put what we put down, we just put no status. Let's put no status. Alright, that is what we have, and then we close the parentheses. You need to note that whenever you are typing strings inside the Excel, you put it in quotation, and here we hit enter. Hence, you see what we have here is good. Why? Because it's less than 200, but 4 is above 100. Now, what do we do in this regard? When we move it down, what do we have? If you drag it down, you are going to be having some discrepancies. Now, we'll watch out here. If I move this down, you see we are having some discrepancies here. Why? Because we do not absolutely reference ourselves. If I double click this, you see this moves a step down, not recognizing this. So what do we do? Let's head over to our first formula. Now here we are saying if this is greater than this. So here the first K1 will come to K1, and we press F4 to absolutely reference it, then come to J1 and press F4 as well to add absolute references to it. And then the next is we come to K2 and put F4, come to J2, F4, put absolute reference, K3, F4, this J3, F4 as well, come to K4 and put absolute reference on them so as for it not to move. And then we come to K4 as well, and we put our absolute reference. And once that is done, we hit enter. And when we now double click it, we can now have our stuff in order. Those that are diamond, you see they are both 200, and the ones gold, The ones that are good are within 100 to within the 100 and 200 status, and those that are bronze falls in within the 50 range, those for silver, and those no status at all. Here is what we have as regards to level 2. Here in level 3 use case of each function, let's take for example the management came up with, we are no longer going to base our bonus or performance only on revenue generated. We are also going to be considering profit generated from those revenue. Now the management now came up with 2 conditions that must be met from each state in order to qualify for the bonus. Here we have 50 million revenue generated minimum, or 50 million revenue generated, and also minimum of 5 million profit generated from each state. These 2 conditions must be met for any of these states to deserve bonus, and to do that is what we refer to as the nested if function, or in the general term is referred to as nested function. What's nested function? Simply a function inside another function, or a function embedded in another function, and hence to go to that we are going to use if and function. The AND function is a logic function that returns argument. When both arguments are true, it returns them to be true. If any of the arguments are false, it returns it to be false. So we head over to this and say equals if, double click this. What's our non-logical test? Is in the logical test we are going to put our AND logic function. Double click here. Now what is the logical one is asking us that we start from revenue. If this is greater than or equals to this, that's the first logic. We make it absolute reference and we put comma, then moving to the second logic, and if this is greater than or equals to this, that becomes our second logic, make it absolute reference as well. Now we have our 2 logics. You can go further if there are other conditions that needs to be met. Maybe total units sold must be so limit. You can go ahead and add the 3rd logic on this aspect, but here we have 2 conditions that will be met, that must be met. We close the bracket and put comma. That becomes our logical test. Hence, we are now going to say if this is true, what do we have here? Then let's say deserved bonus, comma. If it's not true, then we have no bonus. That is the nested if function, or what we call the nested function. Close parenthesis, hit enter, and here you see that this deserved bonus, while the revenue is above 50 and at the same time the profit is above 5 million. Now when we drag this down, we look at this. This one met the profit criteria but did not meet the revenue criteria. You see no bonus. This one met the revenue criteria but did not meet the profit criteria. And here you see it, no bonus, and so on and so forth. This meets the revenue but doesn't meet the profit criteria with a slight margin. That doesn't mean no bonus. So here is the nested if function. You can go ahead and use conditional formatting to highlight those with no bonus, or you highlight those with bonus. And here is the use case for if function level 3. Moving from level 4 of the use cases of if functions, we have seen how we can use the nested function if and we have seen how we can make use of the ifs. Now let's take it a bit further to the level 4, where we can apply it to some other functions like the sum ifs, average ifs, count if. Now let's head and see how we can use the sum if functions. Here we have 3 different criteria. We want to sum according to manufacturer, region, and the state. This is 3 different criteria. We are, instead of making use of the sum if goes for one criteria. Some ifs you can go more than one criteria. Hence, we come over to this. We want to look for the total of product based on the manufacturer in a particular region to a particular state. How much are we making from this product in this region, also as regards to that state? We can say equals to, we hold the sum. We go over to this place, double click, sum ifs. First, it will ask us what's the sum range. We are looking at the revenue. We come at the revenue, click Ctrl Shift down arrow to highlight the entire range, Ctrl backspace to head back to where we are. And then we can also put comma here. What is the criteria range 1? The criteria range 1 is the manufacturer. We come to the column of manufacturer, select it, Ctrl Shift down arrow, and then Ctrl backspace to come back to where we are. Put comma, what is the criteria? This is the criteria here. We select this, and then we put comma here. Criteria range 2, we are asking us for the criteria range 2, which is the range here. Head over to the column for region, and then Ctrl Shift down arrow as well, and Ctrl backspace. We have our region. Comma is asking for the criteria 2, which is the region. Then finally on the top criteria, which is the state, criteria range 3. Head over to the state here. Ctrl Shift down arrow to also highlight the entire range, Ctrl backspace to get back to where we are, and then press your comma. What is the criteria range? What is the criteria 3, which is the state here? And that is what we have. Going over to it again, sum ifs, this is the sum range, this is the first criteria range, and this is the first criteria, the second criteria range. This is the third criteria, the second criteria rather, and the third criteria range, which this also is the third criteria. Then close the parentheses and we hit enter. All we have there is 0. Why? Because there are no selections here. And to do that, I have already did the data validation for this to select the manufacturer. Now let's take, for example, I click on this. I want to find out for Van Esder, and then what region? Let's say I want to get it in the southern region. Under the state, I need to select the states that are in the southern region. Let's take, for example, I select the Cross River. Immediately I have my value. In other words, for this product in Cross River under the southern region, this is what we have been able to generate. Here we can apply the separator, and then let's remove the decimals, and here we have been able to generate 20 million. Now if I change this to another region, and then on here you see that this is 0 because Cross River is not in the eastern region. Hence I can come over to this and then select a state in the eastern region, let's say the Anambra, and then we have our value. You can use the sum ifs for multiple criteria, 2, 3, 4 as the case may be. Here we use it for 3 criteria. If you want to learn more on data validation, feel free to check out our videos on data validation. You learn how to make use of this data validation effectively. Now this is for the level 4 use case of if function. Here's a level 5 for if function use cases which I refer to as wildcard. Here it might sound a bit awkward, but let's head to see what we mean using the example we have here. Now here we want to sum the product of Maximus from Abia State, and under our product header you see we have Maximus UC45, UC24. If we use the SUMIFS function, it will not work. Now let's look at it. We have equals to SUMIF. We select SUMIFS. Here it will ask us the sum range. We are looking at the revenue. Click on it, Control Shift down arrow, and then Control backspace to return where we are, and then we press comma. What is the criteria range 1? Here is the range 1, the product. Control Shift down to select the entire range, Control backspace to return where we are. Then we put comma. What is the criteria? We are selecting this, comma. Then criteria 2 is the state. We head over to the state column. Control Shift down arrow to highlight the entire range, Control backspace to return where we are, and then hit the comma. And criteria 2 is our state column, which is Abia, and then close your parentheses and hit enter. Like you can see, we have this. Why? Because Excel or the search cannot get only this Maximus. Is seeing UC to UC45, UC this and that. So for us to be able to do this, we need to deploy what we call the wildcard search. We are going to tell Excel, wherever you see this word Maximus, sum it up for us. You don't mind whatever is after it or before it or whatever. Just look out for this word in this range. Wherever you see Maximus, here, sum it up for us. That's what we refer to as wildcard. Now let's head over to what we have here before now. Now under this, which is what we have, the product, which is our first criteria, we have it here. This is our range. What we will do here is in front of the M2, we open quotation. Now in that quotation, we put asterisk, close the quotation, and then put the ampersand. That's this sheet 7. Put the ampersand, and then come in front of the M2. Why we put this here is if it's before the Maximus, ignore it. If it's after the Maximus, also ignore it. Here we come here and we put the ampersand, and then open the quotation, put our asterisk, and then close it. That is the wildcard. That's what we refer to as the wildcard. So if it has any letter or any alphabet, any character before it, that before Maximus, ignore it. If it has anything after it, ignore it. And here we now hit enter. Automatically we now have our result that this we have 12 million something. Now if we change this to say Enugu State is dynamic, the same thing if we come here and we select another product, let's say Victoria is dynamic, and that is one of the powerful use case of a function, the wildcard, and this wildcard can be applied for other functions as regards to this aspect. Now you have learned 5 powerful use cases, features of a function. I will urge you, go ahead, practice it, master them, and then you see yourself doing effectively well in Microsoft Excel as regards to a function. Thank you for joining us. Stick around, and next week we will be uploading another video on another special function in Microsoft Excel where we will take it up further. If you enjoyed this video, do well to give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe, and then turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our upload. Right here on this channel, we conduct free webinars as regards to tech courses, career coaching, CV writing, cover letters, and we would love to have you. Do well to be part of this great community. See you next time. Till then, keep practicing and keep excelling.